This is Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your Succulent Tip of the Day and another edition of Get to Know Laura Eubanks Q&A. We did this
a month ago?
Yeah, about a month ago, Hannah and I. For those of you just tuning in, Hannah is my baby girl and in charge of most of the social media and the video and the editing and all of that. So that's Hannah. And we got inundated with questions. I was so surprised. It was so awesome. You guys are the best, really. So I thought I'd pull a few of the ones that were the most dominant in terms of theme, because literally we could be at this for ever. So we'll see how it goes. Ready?
Okay. First question, Amy rails back. Laura, what jobs did you have before starting Design for Serenity?
What jobs did I have before starting Design for Serenity? So I sold used cars for a while. I did a home daycare for a while. That nearly killed me. 16 kids under the age of 4, 12 hours a day. I do not recommend that. I tried the multi-level marketing. Those of you that are of an age remember Amway. I tried that. We did, what were those vitamins? You'll let me know.
She starred in a Slim Fast commercial.
Oh, well, yes. Actually, I should add that. Greg and I did a commercial in the 80s for Slim Fast. Hilarious. I worked in the at an international business college. I did admissions. I did financial aid for a while.
A dog trainer.
Oh yeah, we had our own little dog training business. And one of you asked for a video on tips for keeping your dog out of the garden. Bentley, the succulent dog, is not allowed in Mommy's garden. And I had a kind of an orthodox way of getting my point across with him. So that will be another video, and that should be kind of a hoop too. So those were the jobs that I had before starting Design for Serenity, or even getting into gardening. Just a hodgepodge of this, that, and everything under the sun.
Fired from every single one.
Oh yeah, and I was fired from every job I ever had because I just couldn't work and play well with others. If I was born to have my own thing, really, because if it didn't make sense to me, if the rules, I couldn't make sense of them, I didn't agree with them, I just did what I want. And that didn't go over so well with management. No, it did not.
Okay, this one's from Mary Ann Lee. When and how did you learn about succulents, and what motivated you to start your business?
Okay, when and how did I learn about succulents? I started working as a garden designer completely and utterly by accident when this one was in preschool. She's now 19, so that was about 15, 16 years ago. I just gardened for myself. It was therapeutic. I really enjoyed the experience of it. And I'm the kind of personality that when I get fixated on something, or if I decide that I want to learn something or about something, I obsess. So gardening became my passion. I didn't have any formal, and I to this day don't have any formal training in horticulture or botany, or design for that matter, but I taught myself a lot. So I started puttering around flowers and posies and whatnot, and we started a little business, and the maintenance got to me, and stuff just kept dying. I couldn't keep that crap alive to save my life, and I would get so discouraged. Then I stumbled upon succulents, literally. I mean, I just kind of fell into it. And when I realized how tough these plants were, and how I could, with very little effort, stick it in the ground and then just treat it with benign neglect, I thought, this is the direction that I want to go in. Plants that give me the form, the color, the texture, without all of the maintenance. It seemed like the thing to do, and I call succulents my pet rock idea because this was before the drought. So I really got established as a succulent designer before the California drought hit. So that was just really good luck and really good timing. Part 2 was?
That was
it? Did I answer it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I think. Yes. Okay, Eileen Maglaling. Do you only do work out in San Diego? What about San Francisco or out of state?
Okay. I love to travel, and I'm always looking for opportunities to go outside of San Diego because frankly I get bored very, very easily, and I love the challenge of working with different microclimates, different soil, just navigating an out-of-town installation, you know, as far as getting all of the materials ordered and shipped and arriving at the right time is such an incredible challenge. So we are about to head up for phase 2 on a project in Ventura County next week. And this is a very, very large project. I've got so many plates in the air with it, and I love it. It really challenges me mentally. Bentley, shh, we're trying to do a video, so. Yeah. So, yes, I love to travel, even out of state. This is kind of a new thing for me. I have lots of friends on social media, and you know, I get to know them very well, even though I've never met them in person. And a couple of years ago, one of these friends reached out to me and said, would you help me do succulent top pumpkins for my fall wedding? She lives in Austin, Texas. And I said, yeah, sure. So she's like, fantastic. So I went to Austin, Texas, and I spent a week helping my online friend Jenny prepare her succulent top pumpkins, and I was present for her for the nuptials, and it was just the most amazing experience. So now I don't say no to those things either. When we get back from Thousand Oaks, we're headed back to Texas. That's just a coincidence, but we're going to Buffalo, Texas to just geek out on succulents with a designer that I met also through social media that is extremely talented and extremely interesting, and I'm not going to give it away, but let's just say that that is going to be a very, very fun week for everyone to watch on social media.
There are a couple more questions from Eileen. What inspired you to mix succulent and rock work?
Yes, I'm kind of known for my ribbons and for the rock work, and what inspired me was just the art. You know, I can't really say that it was very organic. I didn't go on a travel adventure and see it done and want to replicate it. I didn't see it in a book or a magazine. It just evolved, as I think all art does. You know,
Yeah.
you start with something and you just continue to build and you build and you build with it. So that's the rock was simply an evolution. I wonder what I'm going to evolve into next.
Last question. What made you want to showcase your work on social media?
Showcasing my work on social media, the first succulent tip of the day was, again, just super organic. I was starting to receive questions from all of you on Facebook. This was before I even had a YouTube channel, asking questions about succulents, and I would answer them. And I thought, you know, if this person has a question, I bet a lot of other people do too. So how can I reach more people with these answers? That's what inspired the succulent tip of the day. And that was my inspiration, was just to help. You know, now it's become kind of a phenomenon, and it's just been a tremendous ride. I've received so many opportunities through social media to expand my business, to work. I've met so many of you. I've taken on new design assistants, new employees, new laborers. I have so many more people involved in Design for Serenity now because of social media. So it started out as a way to help. It continues to be a way to help, but it's also evolved into something now that is almost bigger than me.
Yeah. That's all about.
So, quick question for Hannah Margaret.
For me?
Yeah. What's going on with you? What's on the agenda for you? What's going on with school, classes?
School is going well. I'm a full-time student. Coming up September 26th, I'm going with Deborah Lee Baldwin and to, what is it?
The Succulent Extravaganza in Casterville.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm going to spend about 5 days with her. So
What are you going to do?
take pictures, videos, be her second brain.
Well, Deborah's, for those of you that are literally living under a barrel cactus, Deborah just put out a new book. It is her second edition of Designing with Succulents, and she is going to be launching the book and signing copies up at probably the biggest, or one of the biggest succulent events in the universe, the Succulent Extravaganza. So she asked Hannah to come along and do the things that Hannah just said. So that's very, very exciting. I hear that you have a possibility for some travel this winter.
Yeah, with one of my professors that I'm a TA for. Her name's April Brenner, and we might actually travel about 5 weeks in Europe, throughout Europe. So fingers crossed.
Yeah,
there.
let's hope that works out for Hannah.
Yeah.
And in April of next year, Hannah and I are off to
Bali.
We're going to go geek out on succulents in Bali in Southeast Asia. And obviously you're going to be along for the ride on that one too.
Yeah.
So I think we've bored them enough, don't
Yeah.
you, for one day? But there were a lot of questions and we will be covering them. So we thank you very much for tuning in. This has been Laura Eubanks with Hannah Eubanks and your Get to Know Laura Eubanks Succulent Q&A.